yeah, there's a fun fair story. Let's talk about the time that you and my best friend took my wife on a date.
I would have loved to have Jordan here for that one. It was almost as good as your Tupac Shaka Khan.
I never said Tupac Shaka Khan.
I'm not saying
Jordan
that.
was the boyfriend. You were the one getting the perks.
Not all. Not. Let's not make this weird.
Hang on.
Let's not make this weird.
Not all the perks. Not all.
Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
Primal Beef Jerky is a sponsor of the Chubby Buddies podcast, and they have been day one sponsors. Literally, episode 1 dropped. Primal reached out, said, "Hey, we want to support you." They are known for supporting local small things that are going on. They support anybody that has any type of goal in life, and that's one thing that I highly recommend about Primal. The second thing is their beef jerky is top tier, top shelf, however you want to put it. It is literally
It's the standard.
Tom Brady. It's the Tom Brady of beef jerky.
It's the GOAT of beef jerky?
Yes, 100% grade A beef jerky. It is sold in 5 states across 400 plus stores. That is Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. And if you're not near any of those 5 states, they have blessed us to bless you, our listeners, with a discount code. And if you head on over to www.feedonprimal.com and use promo code Chubby, that is CHUBBY, at checkout, you will get 15% off your order. On top of that, if you hit the $50 cap and you use the 15% discount code Chubby, that's the equivalent of 1 free bag of beef jerky, maybe a little bit more, especially with inflation. So head on over to www.feedonprimal.com and use promo code Chubby, that's CHUBBY, at checkout for 15% off. First, I want to say thank you, listeners. I hope if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit that like button, comment. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know how bad we're doing, how good we're doing. Let us know if you've tried Primal. Let us know your top.
Yeah, tell us your favorite
top
flavors,
6 flavors.
all that stuff.
If you follow HCW, let us know if you went to the last show. If you're going to go to the Wichita show, which is the Air Capital Brawl in Wichita, Kansas, the first time. HCW it's their first time, but I think it's the first time Billy has really had a show in Wichita also. I mean, I may be wrong,
but as
but
far as I know, he's never been able to land one in Wichita. This is it.
So this is going to be exciting. I will be there. Me and Jamie are both going. The day before that, I'll be going to see Mr. Burt Kreischer live in Wichita. So hopefully my enthusiasm will kind of carry along with that if he does have me do that. So hopefully I'll be lit, like ready to go.
Bobby, did I tell you my heartbreaking news?
Did you miss out on the are you not able to go to the John Christ?
Yeah, my John
You're not
Christ,
able to go,
I
or
have to sell him. I have to sell him.
You're gonna be gone? You're gonna be gone?
Yep, gonna be gone on vacation that week.
Well, hey, who'd you sell him to? Was it worthwhile selling them?
Because I haven't sold them yet.
Oh, man, that's the day before the Burt Kreischer one, so I know I couldn't make that trip.
No, I haven't sold them yet.
Plus, if I was going to go that way, I would go to your house. I wouldn't go to the John Chris concert or the John Chris show.
I don't know.
Hang out with you.
Funny, man.
He is funny, but I still, even if it was, I'll be honest with you, I would rather go hang out at your place than if Robin Williams was still alive. I would still go hang out with you. So there you go. I mean, we are BFFs,
bro. That touched my soul. I know how deeply you love Robin Williams and the hours that we spent listening to his stand-up. So for you to say that if Robin Williams, 1, were still alive, 2, were doing stand-up, you would still rather come hang out with me? Well,
yeah, because time is of the essence, and I've learned that. I would say I've learned that since my mom passed, so I've really cherished time with people. I can always watch something else on YouTube. YouTube is a great thing. I mean, believe it or not, it helps out with the FOMO, I guess, feeling. So
it has its benefits, for sure.
Cherishing time, I think, is the biggest thing that I've learned since my mom's passing and getting older. So I would say that those are time is more precious to me than it ever was as a child, for sure. So
Well,
I
I
spent
love
most
you,
of my
buddy.
time. I love you too. But no, I figured I would start this episode off just a tad different, and it was gonna be. I don't know how well it's gonna work, so we're gonna try it out. All right, it's gonna be with a video, and in this video, it reminded me of a time that you, Jordan, and I were hanging out, and we always played stupid games, right? So like
Always.
we had the fart game. So if somebody said doorknob, we
Doorknob.
had so much time before we touched the doorknob, or if you said safety and so on, right? But
Yep.
there were other things that we did, and this video kind of like brought that back. I guess it went down memory lane in my head when I saw it. So I was like, oh, this is, and the shit talking behind it also led up to it. It was definitely something that we would say, but not necessarily these words, because I don't take it that any of our moms were hot, and that's kind of where this was going. But we always shit talked before we did something. So
I mean, I
let's try it out.
occasionally gave Jordan crap about his mom.
Because his mom adored you. She said you had gorgeous eyes.
I was the cutest. Yeah.
She thought you had gorgeous eyes.
Kid ever. So,
but I'm going to see how this works. So I'm going to see if you can see the video. All right.
Yeah, play it. Let's see it. I can see it.
Don't even play. Don't allow the team because your mom's hot.
Oh God, that looked like us, dude.
What thought? Did you hear everything they were saying though?
Not all of it, but I heard. What was he saying at first to the first kid?
I didn't hear what the kid that got hit said, but the kid that they panned to the left with the long hair that looked like Jordan.
Yes.
He said, "You don't even play," and then
you better be play. You're only on the team because your mom's hot.
And that's like something that we would, if Jordan, or I,
stupid nonsensical stuff is the kind of stuff we would say all the time to each other.
But it was the tap that got me. Like,
it was
what comes to mind when I see that? Like one instance in our childhood lives, I would say probably junior year of high school. There was one instance, and I may be wrong, and that's why I wish Jordan was here to correct me or to put me in my place, because I might be speaking out of line here. But I do believe that this instance, if you remember what I'm referring to,
yep,
I believe this buildup happened for a minimum of 6 months to the day that it actually happened, because I believe he got you back from so much time in between.
Oh, very much so.
It was 6 months to a year.
Much. I'm pretty sure if we're talking about the same thing, I vomited. Like I threw up from the pain. It was so bad.
But this specific scenario, before it was not so cool, we were walking through our local mall, the Hutchinson local mall. And that was back when they still had stores in it. I mean, it's still open, but they don't have any people in it really. I mean, the people that are in it are mannequins, I do believe. But we were walking literally down the main hallway of the mall, and I think we were like near the Buckle. If you're from Hutch and you can kind of picture this in your head, we were walking towards the exit, like by JCPenney's. We were near the Buckle, right? And 6 months to a year prior to this, Josh had slapped Jordan in the nutsack. Okay, and Jordan.
It was a love tap.
Give him a little love tap. Just a little, like, the worst kind of tap. Like the empty bottle that, like, those are the ones that sneak up on you and creep on you to where you have to grab your ankles and jump in the air, right? But Jordan is the type of person that plans his, I guess,
he's a vengeful dude. Let me tell you,
he's very vengeful
dude.
But he doesn't show it. He's vengeful in a very pacifist way, if that's a good way of putting it.
Passive, not passive.
Okay,
but passive.
Very passive. So in a more layman's terms, he's sneaky. He's very sneaky. Okay,
very deceptive about it.
But the way that I remember it, I was on the inside, so I was on the side of the Buckle. Josh was to my left, and Jordan was to the inside of the walking lane at the mall. And we're just walking on nonchalant, and out of nowhere, I hear this, like, if you can hear this, it's literally a cup noise. Like if you hit like slapped your hand with a cup and hit like a perfect clap, right?
Oh,
That's
just
what
the
I heard.
perfect sound of a pop.
It was the perfect sound
Yeah.
of like the pop, right? And what I remember most wasn't necessarily that noise. It was the sound that came after. And that sound was of Josh. And it echoed throughout the mall.
Basically retching from the pain in the middle of the mall, like courtyard, like not courtyard, but like big open building, middle of the walkway, you know,
It's at
100
least
feet
20
across.
feet wide in the hallway, and then we're literally in the middle of this hallway. So like halfway down, you could hear it. Halfway back, halfway forward, you're gonna hear it.
It was hilarious.
It was the loudest hand clap that I heard that wasn't with your hands. It was with Josh's groin.
Well, I thought it
And
was.
I know.
I didn't think it was a hand. I thought it was one of them. With the
Right.
sound, I
It
thought it was
sounded like
one of them.
it
I was
sounded like something exploded. It literally sounded like something exploded. But then the best thing ever happened. You know the scene from Friday when Chris Tucker stands over Debo and says, "You just got knocked the fuck out." Like that's what Jordan did. Only
Yep.
I told you I was going to get you, bitch.
Yep, 6 months. 6 months. This dude
Plus
waited,
months.
and he stood over top of me. It was like, don't ever do it. Now, to be fair, I don't remember exactly how I got him the first time, but it was a good one, and I absolutely deserved what I got. I absolutely
Because you weren't mad.
No,
because I know you weren't mad.
I knew it was coming eventually because
But you
I
did
had
not see
gotten
this
him
one coming.
No, but his was so good, it's literally blocked my ability to remember what I had done to him. I just remember being like a really good timed one and thinking, I'm so proud of that one. And I caught him off guard. But I don't even remember the context of it. His, I vividly remember dropping to my knees in the front of the buckle, and like 2 girls were walking out, and I was just like so like just humbled and embarrassed and just like, all right, fair enough. It was so
I don't
good.
know why that specific video kind of made like I played it. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I was like, "Oh my lord!" It came rushing back to me. It was like it felt good one because it wasn't me that that it happened to, but the fact that the noises, like
Just
the three memorable noises: one, the cup noise to your scrotum; the noise coming from your throat that you probably never made that noise since.
no,
And
God,
3,
no.
what
No, that was
Jordan said
guttural, man.
afterwards.
I didn't know what the sound was.
It sounded what it reminded me of.
It's the sound of them hitting the tonsils and then going back down.
Or what it also could have reminded me of was like when you know when bodybuilders are like grunting on their way up, like
Yeah.
deadlifting or something, but twice as loud. Like
Yeah.
even bodybuilders aren't this loud, but like those 3 sounds that I heard, the cup, the and Jordan's verbiage that he had right afterwards was perfect. It played perfect into my day. So it was
felt, I'll tell you what, it felt like a dunk shot, you know, like a poster shot. It felt like one of those. I felt like I was getting dunked on. It was so bad.
And we got schooled all the time by Jordan in basketball. But
oh god, yeah.
I mean, Jordan was always better at basketball than us. Not every day, but 99.9% of the time, he was better than us.
Yep.
He had his off days, but when you timed out Jordan's shot perfectly, which I did there for a long time, like I could block, like I would say 40% of his shots. Like I knew when he was going to take it. I anticipated it. And when you get to like the high school and the college level, that's where it's going to really mess with those people that could time that out right. Because then you got people like Steph Curry that are passionate, or Michael Jordan who are like going up the opposite way. Because then they're going to make you look like a fool. But Jordan never got that good, thank God. So never got to that level.
That would have been wild.
But no, that video just it reminisced with me a little bit, and I hope that like I wish I could have found a better one. I guess I could have went down a rabbit hole of nut taps. Just I wonder if
No, that one
because
was the one that sparked the memory. That's why it was good.
But yeah, because the shit talking that came before it, that was
Mhm.
probably what it was. It wasn't the nut tap because it was a
Well,
pretty.
that's perfectly indicative of the way we've always talked to each other. The
Oh
way
yeah.
we've always given each other crap, and so good.
But what you been up to, man? It's been a week.
And yeah, it's been a busy week. I've so these past 2 weeks, I'm kind of like everything's culminating. You know what I mean? Like everything's coming together. So in the past 2 weeks, I preached a couple of weekends. I got small groups launched at our church, and then we did training for our leaders. And I'm getting ready to do this Wednesday. We're going to launch our youth group. So everything's kind of back and going, and all the wheels are kind of kicking again. So the system is in place, and I like it.
Well, I'm going to make this short. I still have Charlie Sheen and Martha Stewart living in my home, and it's only getting worse as the days go on because Charlie doesn't want to play nice, and he's, like I said, constantly trying to hump Martha. And this morning on my day off, I've been up since 5:20. Didn't take a nap, and then I was in a bad mood all day. And I think what sparked it is because we moved the older dog. Lucy is her real name. We refer to her as Martha. We moved her into the bedroom, and he's just this horn dog, and like he's caged up like he should be because he'll lift his leg everywhere, and he's just constantly like whining, like trying to get after her. Thank God she's fixed, but he is not. He's getting fixed in a couple weeks. And my sleep schedule is just messed up. It's never going to be the same, probably. Not until he's probably 8 years old, not 8 months old. Sorry, I'm messaging Helms. So
No, you're good, man. I am pretty much up every day at 5:30 with my dogs to let them out to go to the bathroom, stuff like that. But they get in. They're pretty adaptive. They get into your rhythm once you.
Not this dog.
He will once you neuter him. They change a lot.
I always said that I wouldn't neuter a dog just because I've seen like after effects of like when dogs aren't neutered versus when they get neutered. Just because like some dogs, like I think that some dogs should not be neutered, and that's only because like when you have a lab, right? Like they have that fulfillment of joy of like running around. And when I neutered my lab, Dean, that like the fulfillment to go outside and go either catch a stick or find something to kill or whatever it was, like it went all the way. So the dog that I knew before, like I was like, man, this is treacherous, man. Like I get why, of course. I mean, they lost 99.9% of their testosterone. Plus, they're not going out to look for a female. And that's I'm assuming, is that seasonal for men? Do you know? Because I know girl dogs are like seasonal, like in heat.
No.
It's just constant, like it's like a 13-year-old boy.
Yep.
Pumping pillows and legs. Wow. Well, but no, I'm going to be very pleased if this changes him for the best because man, puppies are not ideal at all. At all.
Bobby, I think you just struggle with the responsibility of little things that need a lot of attention.
Well, it's not that I struggle with that. Like I've got no problem with giving it attention. It's the fact when it wants attention when I've got other things that I have to do, like go to work. That's my downfall. Like one, I love my sleep, but two, I've had a puppy before. I know the responsibility, but I didn't necessarily choose this puppy. I will always, ever since we put our last dog down, I said, I'm never getting another dog ever. And I stuck to it until the family members both needed a place to home a dog. And the older dog is like ideal. Like if you could have a dog come out as a puppy like this, then I'd have a dog every time that I get rid of another one. Like easy. Very easy to deal with.
Yeah.
And are yours boys or girls?
I've got a boy and a girl.
And they're both huskies. Oh man, they whine worse than my dog. Are they kennelled?
No. He's kennelled sometimes, but usually they're just put outside.
Right now we have him kenneled because, one, he's 8 months old and he'll piss everywhere. Plus, he's trying to hump the other dog, so we have them both kenneled, so they're not we're not showing favorites.
Sure.
But Dean and Molly, we didn't have to kennel them; they were just fine. Molly put him in his place before it ever got any far. She was the queen of the.
That's what a good older dog will do, is they'll train and teach the younger dog for you.
And like I said, Martha's been in Snoop's freaking stash or something. She don't give a shit about him humping her at all. Like, she'll just lay there. Like, that's the problem. Like, Martha's off the rocker. Like, it's crazy. But no, man, there's things going on now. I don't know how much you actually go to the State Fair of Missouri, but this Friday the State Fair starts in Kansas.
Ooh, that was always a popular thing.
It was, but now that I've gotten older, I hate it. It's like Walmart for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They take your money. It's just the people of Walmart and the people of the fair are the exact same thing, especially the Kansas State Fair. Like, we've all seen the people of Walmart website. Now they have a bingo thing that you can download on one of the websites, and it's called the People of the State Fair, and you take random pictures. Like, it's almost like a scavenger hunt. So if you take the picture of it and you could send it to this website, and they'll that's literally like where it's at now. So as a kid, it's better than like anything else in the world. It's like Chuck E. Cheese for 10 days. That's what it is. But like we always questioned like why aren't we going to the fair more? And now I get it. I get why our parents didn't want to go to the fair. Like, I get it 100%. And for that, I apologize.
What are you talking about, man? I was at the fair almost every year, like regularly.
Yeah, we were both there as younger kids, right? We were there every year. We went
all the time.
Every Wednesday. We went every Wednesday that we were out for school.
We'd always skip at least one day of school to go to the fair.
And they had the bracelet day.
Giving that away.
Yeah, they had the bracelet day. They had, I mean, the rides were my favorite thing as a kid. But then now that I've gotten older, it's always the food. No, I mean, I'm fat too, but
fair food, baby.
Food is. I had a business idea a long time ago, and I wanted to open a restaurant and call it Fair Foods and just have nothing but fair foods. Like, I don't know if it would probably sell in Hutch, but I don't think you could go I don't think you could expand very far.
That'd make a great food truck.
For sure. Like, what is your favorite like main course food at the fair? Like, what is the first thing you're gonna like hope to get when you get there?
So no, I can't answer this question properly.
What's a better way to ask it? Like, is there something that you try every year?
I'm thinking of right now is you're talking of fair food, and it's a pronto pup.
See, that's where you and I.
You can judge me all you want, and I know
it's not. It's not. I'm not a hot dog fan. That's my problem. I don't like hot dogs, so a pronto pup just doesn't like appeal to me.
Pronto pups are so good. Yes, I miss pronto pups. No, but like, oh gosh,
what's better, a pronto pup or a ballpark hot dog for you?
Pronto pup.
For real? Like, everybody says ballpark hot dog. Like, I dig a better cheddar with some sauerkraut, mayo, ketchup, mustard on there. Like, I'll kill that. But a hot dog, like, I don't know. I'm 99.9% sure that it was because I took a tour of Seaboard when I was younger and it ruined it. It was terrible.
That's funny.
So a pronto pup. I thought you were going to say cheese curds, believe it or not.
Oh, cheese curds would be high on my list. Mozzarella sticks. Ooh, the fair root beer.
Oh, the sarsaparilla?
The root beer that they have in the little...
I've got the mug. I've got the mug that you can take. It's a different company now, but they still offer that discount for when you take your mug back.
Nice.
I still have that. So I always get the orange soda when I go there. I'm not I don't hate root beer, but I'm pretty picky about it. And if I was going to say the best root beer, if I'm going to choose a root beer over all of them, it's always going to be Barks. Like, nothing beats it for me. Like, I don't care if it's craft root beer or not. Barks is still better in my opinion.
Barks is the most versatile of the root beers. You can have it anywhere and it tastes amazing.
But the worst root beer is Mug. Trash.
Mug is an okay drinking root beer. It's not a
never,
good. It's
if
not a
that
good
ever got
float
put in my
root beer
cup on
for it.
accident, I would sue.
It's not a good float root beer. A&W, I think, is a really good float root beer, but it's not that great
A&W,
of a drinking.
when they didn't franchise out with Long John Silver's, they were great. So like whenever you went to like Russell or Hayes, they always had the A&W restaurant by themselves. That was when A&W was awesome. But my second favorite root beer, I don't know if you're a fan of this or not, but you took me in my first experience with this restaurant in Wichita, and that was New Way. New Way's root beer
Oh, yes.
is so good.
New Way. Oh, man. I could go for some New Way. The Crumble
The
Burger.
crumbly burger. But
Crumble
what
burger
added
is
to the crumble burger was the root beer. And the root beer
Yeah.
for me at New Way is phenomenal.
Root beer, just
When they
phenomenal.
pour it in the iced mug out of the freezer. Oh.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the orange soda, and I will try like the sarsaparilla that they have on that truck at the fair. But I guess like for me, the first fair food that I'm gonna try, what do you think it is? Like I'm pretty sure that I've always said like my favorite foods from the fair, but I don't know if you could guess it.
I've been trying to process. I got nothing. Like I want to say like ribs or something, but I don't remember there really being any that stood out.
The first thing, and I know that this is pretty, I guess, kind of cliche if you want to think about it, because I could cook this at home and it'd be great. But the roasted corn at the fair has me hooked like no other. And I don't care what anybody says. The roasted corn at the fair just hits different than any other roasted corn that I've had.
What was the booth? Oh gosh, I don't know if you remember this far back. Do you remember my mom working one year?
She worked a booth?
We were little. Yeah. It was right outside the grandstand.
Right outside the grandstand.
Yeah, that big main
like
one.
in the like on the runway where the rides are.
Yeah, on the runway, yeah.
Okay.
Not
I don't remember her
one of the main, not one of the main like owned ones, but like where you have those few like set up.
And they sell like different things there.
Yeah, yeah. She worked one of those.
I don't remember.
She served something there that I remember. I went back, I think 5 different times to get it. It was so good, and I can't remember what it was.
Do you know if it was like a private business on the outside, and then they came into the fair?
Yes, yeah, because it was my mom had a connection. She knew somebody, and so she was helping them run it. Oh gosh, I should have.
So
Yeah.
they have the one that was like the cafe that was next to the beer garden. That's a local place.
No, this was just like basically
Crable's. Was it Crable's?
Is it Crable's? Maybe it is Crable's.
They sell the $1 cheeseburger. They sell the the dollar fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the local owned one too. I don't remember her working it, but like if that's the local one that you're thinking of, then yeah.
That's possible. I can't remember, but I do remember her working one, and they had and I can't remember what it was, but there was something.
Beer rock? Beer rocks are fire there. I will eat a beer rock.
What is a beer rock again?
Beer rock is like, okay, imagine a crumbly burger, but closed off with cabbage and hamburger inside.
Yes, yeah, it's a hot pocket with cabbage, hamburger, like all of it. Those things.
Yeah.
Yes,
Crable's,
it was that.
Crable sells the beer rocks.
Yes, it was that, and I went back for like 5 of them. Those were
beer rocks good. For me. Beer rocks for me are like, it's nothing of my. I don't think I'm German, but it's delicious. If you haven't had one, I highly suggest you get one with like homemade with cheese inside of it. Like Crable's does nacho cheese over the top of it, and I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather have the cheese melted in with the meat and stuff, not the nacho cheese, but it's still great. And all it is cabbage and hamburger made into a it's like baked inside of a homemade, almost like a sourdough roll type thing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I think if you're from the Midwest, you should know what a beer rock is. If you're from the Midwest, I would say maybe can't. I don't think it's just a Kansas thing because Ohio.
I don't know that they're that like well known of a
My
food.
wife is from Ohio, or Jamie is from Ohio. Listeners, my wife, she is from Ohio, and they sell beer rocks there, but they also sell other weird German dishes like kolache. Like their kolache is different from kolache here. Like kolache here is nothing compared to the kolache there. It's a dessert there. here it could be a dessert or a main course, like
Interesting.
breakfast. It's weird. But no, I always, the first thing I think of when I hear the fair's coming is like, what food am I going to try? But my first thing is always corn. My second one is usually a blooming onion with ranch. I kill a blooming onion.
I love to go to just the fried station and see what they're frying this year. Is it butter?
Fried
Is it
cheesecakes.
Oreos? Is it Twinkies?
I remember getting you the fried cheesecake.
Dude, the fried cheesecake was good. That was good. Oh, yeah, there's a fun fair story. Let's talk about the time that you and my best friend took my wife on a date while I was at work. Or no, what was I doing?
I mean, you were doing homework. Because I think you were still finishing. Yeah. I think you were still finishing your school.
Finishing up schoolwork, yeah.
Was this before you were married? I think it was.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Was it?
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah, because it was the September before you got married.
It was September before we got married.
Because did you graduate after you got married or before?
No, it would have been right after we got married then.
Well,
no.
So the September after?
No, it would have been the September before. You're right. It was the September before.
Because I remember you guys moved in with your mom. You were moved in.
The September after we were already here.
The September after you got married?
Oh no, that would be a year after. Never mind. No.
I was going to say, because you guys lived with your mom right after you got married for about a year.
It would have been the September before. It would have been the September
Either way, they were engaged.
That you and Jordan took on a date while I did homework.
And I wouldn't say that I did. I wouldn't say we took her out on a date. We hung out with her. But, I mean, to each her own. Like, Jordan, you remember Christine? You remember how Christine always said, like, she dated me, but, like, was in a relationship with Jordan?
Yeah.
Like, I never saw that.
Jordan was the boyfriend. You were the one getting the perks.
Not all, let's not make this weird.
Hang on.
Let's not make this weird.
Not all the perks. Not all the perks.
Not all the perks. I got the, like, actually, she got me gifts.
What we should probably say is Jordan did the work. You got the gifts.
Yes, I got the, like, the just because gifts, like the flowers, I mean, which the flowers in my case was like a roll of chew, or she got me a tattoo. She got me, like, she would take me out for lunch. It's like, okay, I'll go. Like, it's a very weird relationship. Well, like, we were like best friends versus
it's solid, and all of our spouses have done it. They take the initiative to get to know our friends and invest in our friendships. And it's why we love them. Seriously,
only
man.
You guys haven't had the chance to hang out with Jamie just because we've always been moved away.
We don't have enough time with Jamie, but I can tell you this much. Jamie, we love Jamie. Oh my goodness. She's, yeah.
But that's the only downfall is that Jamie, we got married after you moved away.
Yeah,
and
after
then
we moved away, and then Jordan
we were living in Wichita.
After.
No, Jordan was. I mean, Jordan was. He
moved away before y'all moved back to Hutch.
No, he helped me move back to Hutch.
Oh, did he?
We were here. He moved the same year my mom passed, so 2020.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, but like with Jamie, like we were living in Wichita, so Jordan and her, like they got together, like we had game night and stuff. Like that's really all we got to do. Like we were adults. Like we didn't get to go to like the fair. We didn't get to go to like hang out at the bar or anything. So, but yeah, like me and Jordan took Heather to the fair. I think it was her first time going, wasn't it?
It was. Yep.
We took her to the fair, and I think we got stuff to eat. All you asked for was the fried cheesecake. We got that. But then I talked Jordan into going on the slingshot,
dude,
which was, I wish we had video of that. That would be so awesome.
I wish there was video of this.
And I still, to this day, I believe that I still paid up and gave him the roll of chew that I told him that I would give him. But he says I didn't. I don't recall that. If that's the case, I will go buy him a roll of chew.
You should totally send him a roll of chew and just be like, hey, buddy, this is because, you rode that.
And I wasn't denying that I paid him or not. I just could have sworn I paid it.
You convinced Jordan, who is a known, terrified of heights, terrified of...
Me too.
Yeah. Both of you.
I can't get on a 6-foot ladder without getting a little shaky.
And these two get on a giant elastic ball attached to bungees that is gonna launch him up and bounce him around. Oh man, it was so funny.
And I remember Jordan's reaction to it. Like, he said yes. I mean, deep down inside, he was 100% saying no. He was not for this shit. But all he had on his mind, we were broke. We were hella broke. We didn't have any money. But like, I think I was working at the prison then. So this had to have been before you guys got married. Because I wasn't working at the prison when you got married.
Okay.
So when I was working at the prison, I think I had just started at the prison and he was coming on. So he didn't have any money. I had some money, and that's how I said I'd buy him a roll of chew. Anyway, we get on there.
We used to do that a lot. We used to be like, "Hey, I'll do this for you if you do this." Like, we would bribe each other to do it
with our jobs. Like, hey, if you come in, we'll give you a 12-inch sub. Like, if I can get a blizzard after work.
There's a statute of limitations on that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like,
how many subs do you think we gave away?
North of 300. North.
At least.
Easy.
If we knew you,
north of 300.
If we knew you, or if we were close, there's a very good chance you were getting a free sub.
Yeah.
Very good chance. And this was before they really kept track of like the numbers of things. Like, they kept track of like the cup numbers and stuff like that, but like they never, like, we got a free sub anyway. So like, it's not like we really had to like tell them.
We were tired of eating our own food, so we were just like, "Here, you can have my free sub today." That's perfect.
Facts. But yes, we did benefit from working at, like, we worked at Subway. Jordan worked at Dairy Queen. We would say, hey, for a 12-inch sub, hook us up with a blizzard. But anyway, we're sitting on this ride waiting for it to take off. And I remember Jordan is like panicking. Like, I'm not feeling great about it. Ooh, sorry. I'm not feeling great about it either, but I'm not like freaking out. And I'm not trying to say that I was like keeping my composure, because I was worried too. I'm not going to lie. But Jordan's reaction took away from my fear 100%, because on the way up, Jordan, I don't know if he was holding his breath before he released or not, but on the way up, it was kind of like your little, like how he cupped you, right? Like that noise that you made, like as you were going down. His was as he was getting his breath back, because on the way up, it was like he lost his breath. And then finally, when we kind of like, I don't know really what the science term for this is, but like when we hit to that spot where we weren't going to go up anymore, gravity took over. And on our way down, I hear Jordan say, "Oh, fuck." And then that's when we were going down. And then I was like, dude, did you like pass out? Because I thought he passed out, because I couldn't see him. I just didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. But after that, he started screaming like he was happy. Like, it was like the woo. You know how Jordan gets excited?
Oh, yeah.
It was fun. Like, I wish that I would have paid the extra $15 or $20 for the video, but I think did we go a second time? I don't remember. But I know Heather videotaped it at that time.
She did. She had it on her phone at one time.
Yeah, and she could hear Jordan's reaction the whole time.
I don't believe she still has that video, but man, I remember watching the video and just laughing so hard because
my fear wasn't there.
Scream.
Yeah, my fear was not there because I was laughing so hard at Jordan's reaction.
My computer came unplugged. I gotta go plug it back in real quick.
Okay.
Dang dogs walk by. Power cord loose. I'm back.
All good.
Yeah.
But no, Jordan's reaction literally, I would say that if Jordan didn't have that reaction, I would have probably, I don't think I would have screamed or anything, but I would have probably panicked and had my eyes closed. But I was watching the entire time because of the reaction that Jordan had. And for that, I thank you, Jordan.
That's hilarious. Yep. That's a great story. I love that one too.
But the fair food,
Heather loved it too. And I will say this, she came away from that feeling like she got to know both of you a lot better. And it solidified in me that like there was a future there. There was, there was all sorts of,
yeah.
That was one of the tests that I think it was important for her to pass, was that she could get along with you too.
I've never not gotten along with any of your girlfriends. Like, I've never like said that I hated them. I also didn't know like Ashley at all. Like
Right.
the first Ashley, I didn't know her as well. I knew of her, and you guys had started dating literally in 8th grade, and then that's when I moved away, and then you guys started dating. So I didn't actually get to have the pleasure of actually knowing her like Jordan did. So, but outside the girlfriends, you claim that I stole from you. I didn't ever like have a problem with any of your girlfriends, so that was always good. Jordan's on the other hand,
that you stole,
the one. I only will take credit for taking one,
bro.
and one that I didn't know of.
2 left me because of you,
but
so,
one I had no control over. I had no control over that. And what did I do? I said,
that is
I'm
accurate.
good.
I will give you half point because you had no control over that one.
That's
but
a full point.
The other one,
and the other one the other one, yes, I'm admitting.
You said yoink.
I'm admitting to yes, I took like I can't really say we took you, but anyway, yes, I said that I will claim that yes,
we
I
had
took her,
been dating for 6 months. My mom had regularly taken us to McDonald's for dates. Okay, this was an active relationship, and you said yoink.
Hey, you gotta cheat to win.
You're as bad as the Prodigy. Oh my goodness, you're as bad as hell. Cheat to win.
But speaking of fair food, this year the fair has some new foods that I think that I'm gonna actually be kind of happy to try. Like I tried the Krispy Kreme burger. I don't know if you ever did. It was okay. It was nothing to write home about. I actually put in a suggestion to the people that were serving it. I said, instead of it being a cheeseburger, you should make it a breakfast sandwich. Put it on sausage and egg on that sucker and smash it between 2 donuts. And they're like, that's a great idea.
I'd consider it, but the sweetness of it all is what bothers me.
It's really not that sweet because they're like day-old donuts. It's not like fresh donuts. The donuts were like the least freshest part. But it's just an overpriced cheeseburger. It's $15 for a Krispy Kreme cheeseburger.
Ugh.
But like the ones that I'm excited about, listen to this. Burnt end French fries.
Whoa.
Waffle cheese curds. This is something that might be up your alley. I'm not a fan. I love waffles, but cheese curds, eh.
So I could see that working.
I mean, that just sounds like it'd be up your rally. I'm assuming you like waffle. I prefer waffles over pancakes any day.
I do prefer waffles over pancakes.
But cheese curds is where I'm sure it locks you in.
Oh, yes.
And this one, it threw me for a loop because I don't know how people claim that like they're making things better by putting this 2 words. The one word is just to say that it's like expensive, right? And that's Wagyu, right? That's the type of meat you're using.
Yep.
It's a Wagyu gourmet hot dog. That's what I said. The word Wagyu, like that draws you in because you think expensive and you think quality meat, right?
Yeah.
I don't always think that because I don't think you can make a hot dog quality.
At all. That's the problem right there. It's like you're saying quality, but then hot dog indicates the lowest level of quality of that meat.
They've literally made like the Big Mac of hot dogs at that point. The I guess we can go with Aaron Helms again. The Aaron Helms of hot dogs.
Oh my goodness. Helms, you're taking over this dang podcast.
The prodigy of hot dogs.
Oh.
But literally, like Wagyu gourmet hot dog. The only thing I hear of that is hot dog, and it's nah.
Yeah, hot dog. Like Wagyu, yes. Hot dog, it's hot
gourmet. Dog. Like gourmet does not help anything. That just tells me that you're gonna charge twice as much. One, it's Wagyu.
Hot dog? Go get a Nathan's hot dog then. That's a gourmet hot dog.
And that's literally a kosher hot dog. So if I'm gonna eat a hot dog, it's gonna be one. It's got to be 100% beef, and 2, it's got to be either Nathan's or the other kosher one that they have. I forget what it's called. They have another one, I do believe. You have Nathan's and something else. It's like maybe it's Nathan Ballpark. Maybe it's still Nathan's, but it's Ballpark.
No, Ballpark's another brand.
But yeah, I'll eat a Nathan's hot dog it's got to be grilled. Can't eat them raw. That's so disgusting. But I remember as a kid, I used to destroy pigs in the blanket. I used to destroy a pig in the blanket.
I still
now
make
Now I make my pig in the blanket out of better cheddars. I cut them in half, and that's what I wrap the dough in. Fire. But no, that's the fair foods. Now, I have a question. Like, I know that did you ever play the games at the fair?
Some of them. I was kind of into the coin pusher one.
Oh,
that was the one that
sliders, the sliders.
Yep.
See,
Strategy
those are probably.
I didn't enjoy the win toss and stuff like that. I won a few goldfish, but I think we all did.
And then they died the day after.
Yep, like 3 days later. Yeah, for sure.
Literally think like a goldfish. He did.
He did.
But no, but like the game that I remember most, and I only remember this specifically because I always wanted this one. Not one thing, but like every year they would always have a cool one. You remember the picture frames that were like squares and they'd have the glass inside of it and it would be in like a square cardboard and it was the balloon dart
covers. They're all CD
like
covers, weren't they?
It was like well, like you could get different sized ones. You had the small, which was that small little, like probably 8x8 probably.
Yeah.
And then you had like the bigger ones
bigger
with
pictures,
bigger prizes.
If you'd hit more balloons, stuff like that.
Do you remember the first one that you won, or do you remember any of them that you won? Because I remember vividly that you won like either an M&M or a Snoop Dogg one.
M&M.
It was like the green E or something.
Yep. It was his curtain call CD.
Yeah.
It was the cover to his curtain call CD, or not?
But curtain call was red. Curtain call was red, wasn't it?
Then what's the other one? Then hang on, not curtain call. Then
or no? Which one is the one that? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Was that curtain call? Superman. Superman was on that one.
Oh yeah, it was curtain call. It was curtain call. That's Eminem.
Okay, but
because that was his, that came out in 05.
Okay,
so that would have been in high school when I got that.
Oh, I thought you got that in like junior high. Maybe
even. Then it would have had to have been an earlier one. It would have had to have been the Slim Shady LP.
But I remember you having some, and then I remember I had like I didn't necessarily have like the music ones. I would have like I think I had like what was the chick's name from Baywatch?
Heather Locklear.
No, Heather Locklear.
No, not Locklear. Oh no.
She was also in Step by Step.
Yeah. Come on. Lee.
Married to Tommy Lee. Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson. Yep.
I think I had one of Pamela Anderson, and my mom made me like. She took it, and then I had. And then I had like they had a whole bunch of them. Like you had kid ones. I think I had a Marvin the Martian one, Looney like Space Jam. I think I had Space Jam one from 97-ish, 6-ish.
Heck yeah, baby.
But Space like they don't have that no more. Like that's one thing that I would have like I would love to have like little like fair art in here. But I actually got a piece of art and it's here, I'm gonna grab it real quick because I'm pretty proud of it, and I got it off that Temu.
Oh man, Temu. This thing, y'all. Heather's obsessed with Temu as well, man. It's crazy. Oh, this app. What's how much have you ordered on Temu already?
Okay, so I've ordered. Like when I place an order, I always ask Jamie if there's something that she was wanting or looking at before I do it because I don't want to waste because there's nothing that I need that I would order off of there. This is literally like going to the Five and Dime in Branson or something like that to like Dollar Tree online or something. Like this is literally nothing that's really quality. But I will say that I have gotten things that I was like, holy crap, like this is pretty nice for like $1.50. Like but this thing, I think this was less than $1. But I am very proud of this. And this is kind of like what it reminded me of was that fair, like the fair picture. It's bigger than the fair picture was. But I can't wait to get it framed because it's going literally right there.
Oh my!
I've moved my table around, right? So here it is.
Oh no!
Is that not awesome?
So perfect.
This is such good quality.
For those of you that are those of you that aren't watching video right now, listen up. It is a perfect snapshot of. Is it not Harry?
Yeah, it's Harry.
No, Harry.
Harry.
Yeah,
Dumb
Harry
and Dumber
from Dumb and Dumber, when he is on the toilet, and it's like the full him exploding diarrhea in the toilet that ends up being broken, and it's like him full power pose, legs are lifted. It's hilarious.
After his laxative incident.
Oh man, that's so good.
But I'm so proud of that for really no reason at all. I just really like the picture.
That's a great pickup, dude. That's a great.
But I got you
find.
something. I got you something, and I hope that I can get it to you. And let me see if I can find it. Orders. There we go. I got you something. Oh, I'm not used to this. Orders and shipping. Maybe this orders. Oh, wow. That's weird. I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. There we go. My orders. I got you a piece of art. It's nothing that cool, but it is. I think you'll appreciate it. Okay. And it's only for people who appreciate the quality of science. How's that? Okay. And this is actually, to believe it or not, this is from the same movie, Dumb and Dumber. Okay. But it is literally it's the canvas. This is high quality canvas. Like, it looks like it's been painted on there, and it's canvas. It's like material. It's not like paper, right? I got you the New York Times man walks on the moon, like, newspaper thing.
What?
So it's going to be the canvas thing, and I paid $1.98 for it.
Okay, so that's kind of cool.
So I don't know if you can see this or not, but you remember when Lloyd was on his way out of the bar and he goes, "No way!" And he screams. He goes, "We landed on." It's that newspaper cutout.
That's so cool. I'm gonna have to every time I walk by it. I'm gonna have to stop, look at it, and be like,
"We landed on the moon.
We landed on the moon."
So I did get that for you. It is cool. Like, this app or that company or whatever it is, I think it's going to be great for, like, stocking stuffers, because I got these eyeglass cleaners. Like, you pinch them together and you clean them. So it's got its perks to it because it's cheap stuff, but all it is literally a 5 and dime online.
Well, I've heard conceptually that it works by correlating buyers. So it's like they get a discount by buying in bulk, but because everything's essentially done almost not drop ship, but in a supply fashion where stuff can be moved around, that all they have to do is orchestrate, hey, we'll buy so much product at this price, and boom, they can make it happen. So,
yeah,
like, just the way they pushed it and the way people have bought into the program is, I think, from what I understand, how it's been effective. So as long as people,
and it has cool, like, little, like art like that. Like, I'm not a big art guy. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy a $5,000 painting of Vincent Van Gogh or anything like that. Now, that right there, I would buy that.
About a $20, $25 painting of a boardwalk behind me. That's kind of cool, right?
Did you buy that or did Heather buy that?
No, I did. Well, we bought it together, but we both liked it.
I'm assuming it's from what's that? Hobby Lobby or something like
not Hobby Lobby,
like
but
that.
Ross. Yeah, one of the cheap ones. Yeah, it's Ross.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a $30 canvas. I'm not
I've got some things like that. I've got a Michael Jordan poster that I haven't hung yet. It's him dunking the ball, and then I have if it itches, it will be scratched. Man rules or something like that. Like, that was my first apartment thing, right?
Yeah.
So there is art, but like that, you can't beat that. Like, that's quality, like, humor. Like, that's something you probably put in your bathroom.
That's I cannot wait to see that up for you.
Yeah,
that's
gonna go right here. Now, with the way that I have my camera situated, I don't have the on air sign, which is fine. I'm not worried about it. But I've moved my table around. I'm trying to find the best place for it where I still have all the room, and I wanted my new lights to fit in here, so you can't see that. But I'm also planning on moving the NFL draft picture a little bit to where,
you know what I can see that I absolutely love?
What's that?
That adorable picture of us on the table.
Oh yeah, it's actually our logo.
Oh, is that our logo shot?
Yeah, I took our logo like if you look at, I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't think it actually shows, but like if you look at it, all I did was take your body and flip it to where it looks like it merged in with us and brought you in closer, and that's how I got it. And
That's
then
so
I added
cool.
Daniel.
I love it.
So that's actually our template for our logo, and I just played around with it, and then that's how I got it. But yeah, I've had that. I think I've had that on either been on the table or on the fridge here for a while. Probably since day one, episode 1, pilot episode.
Pilot episode.
But no, anything else that you wanted to reminisce on about the fair that you enjoyed? Like, what was your favorite ride?
Probably the zipper.
I did enjoy the zipper.
You can't beat the zipper, especially when you and I would get in it and like get it spinning and stuff like that. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the fun part. Like when you get it going and have fun with it, zipper was always a win in my book. So otherwise,
Zipper was
Ring of
fun
Fire
until you saw it.
fun.
Zipper was fun until you saw it shut down because somebody came loose in that cage.
Oh yeah, That's the problem with Zipper. You were always confident that this was the ride that you would die on. Like it's a blast, mostly because you feel like you're going to die at all times.
100%.
Starship 2000, I think, was always
that was cool. That was more of like a stress on your body.
That was the fun thing to hang out. Like that was the place to go. Like take a break and then socialize because it was always
it was quiet,
like, clean up and yeah,
and the thing you were leaning on would slide up and slide down.
Slide all the way back. Yeah,
it's a place where like you would take your girlfriend.
Yep,
like usually.
Get a chance.
But I also like I think it was called the sizzler, like where it was like it would like jerk you to the right and then jerk you to the left, and the person on the outside always got scrunched, like real bad.
Oh yeah,
I think it was called the sizzler. But I also liked the white water, the water ride that they used to have. They don't have that no more. Yeah, they don't have that no more. They haven't had that for a few years. But me and Jamie go every year because when we got married in Jamaica, we got back afterwards. There was still like 2 days of the fair. So we go every year for our anniversary, and our anniversary is this Saturday. So
that's awesome.
This will be 8 years. So 8 years. We broke that 5-year mark. Everybody says is the hardest part.
Happy
5 years
anniversary.
went by.
It is. Yeah.
5 years went by faster than I think the first year. Mentally.
Once it gets rolling, man, it's when you embrace it and love it, it builds steam. It's cool.
I've got nothing to complain about. I love my wife. We do have our arguments.
We all do.
Just like everybody else does. I'm a hothead. I know that. I say stupid shit. So, but marriage, this is what I have learned about marriage versus dating, right? Dating, and I give all credit to my former boss. Dating, you still have the option to walk away. You still have the option to walk away. When you tie that, I guess everybody says tie the knot, that walk away part, yeah, it's possible, but the chances of that happening, it's always going to be, I guess, held over your head where you have to go back to like figuring things out. You're either going to work it out, you're either going to get a divorce, or you're going to let it drag on and it's going to like ruin your life. And that's
think about it in the illustration you just gave, tying the knot. Once you tie the knot, you can't untangle it. The only way to remove the knot is to cut it. That's what marriage is. You either stick it out, work through everything, and stay together, or to separate, you will literally have to sever and cause harm and damage. It's why divorce is such a painful thing to go through. I've never met a person who went through a divorce. They may have appreciated what it brought them out of, but I've never met a person who appreciates divorce itself. They appreciate what it brings them out of, especially if it's dangerous situations or unhealthy situations. But I've never met a person that looks at divorce and has ever thought of it as something that is a good and healthy thing that anybody should desire for.
Well, if you desire for that, then why are you dating, or why are you like engaged in the first place? Like that's, if you're desiring to get divorce, divorce is expensive as all get out, but it's almost like those settlement cases that you have with like large companies, like it drags on until
Yep.
a settlement has been reached. Almost kind of like NFL players, like we're settling for this amount. It's like I couldn't imagine splitting all my like the prenuptial thing. Like I get why a prenuptial is an option there, but I think of it this way: that like people like you and I, like we're white collar. We're nothing higher than that. I don't think that we
Blue
are.
collar.
I wouldn't. You're a like what's blue collar? Like what's the number? Is there a
Blue,
number threshold or?
well, blue collar. I mean, you're prison guard, but you're blue collar. You would be blue collar.
I just have always referred to like white collar means you work, like you have to go to work, like you work for somebody else
No,
rather than
that's blue
yourself.
collar. That's blue collar. White
Oh, I thought that was
collar
white collar.
is that no, white collar is like a suit and tie.
Oh,
White collar is suit
gotcha.
and tie, fancy, and I border on the edge between a blue collar and a white collar job, being a pastor. Because
Okay. Well,
truthfully, a pastor really at times is more of a white collar job than it is a blue collar. Now,
isn't
thankfully,
it
I'm
just
blessed that
self-employment?
yeah, it is
Is it-
self-employment, and so a lot of it, I'm it's opportunities to serve and things like that. So a lot of my work does end up being hands-on. But yeah, no, it's because it doesn't follow the same work lines. I'm not putting in the grunt work. I'm not out in the heat. It would be most people would consider my job more white collar than blue collar.
Okay. Well, I am out in the heat, but only because I chose to be. I'm in the recreation yard, so
Right.
I'm out in the heat doing pretty much. It's very enjoyable. It's nothing like construction or anything like that. But anyway, there's a collar involved. That's all I know. But people who are at that point, like anything higher than that, when you start like getting into that, like what is that, six figure numbers and higher than that, like I see how a prenup could be, I guess a secure factor for both parties to feel secure about their things, especially if they're
Oh
both successful. Like I could see how or if they've been remarried. But like if I and you were going to get a prenup, like why did we get married in the first place? Like I don't have
yeah,
anything to lose. Like yeah, I have a retirement. I have a I guess insurance, but like I don't have anything that I would lose to where I would feel like it was like gone, if that makes any sense. Like
yeah,
there's
no.
nothing, but I don't see why you would have somebody like you or I sign a prenup. If I
Well,
mean,
I think that's probably why most people don't, is because it's not really
I
common
know a guy
for.
who does. I know a guy
Huh?
who does that works at the prison, but it wasn't for. I don't think it was for him. I think he had it. She had him sign it because she had a very wealthy father. I'm not
Hmm.
100%. But I mean, I could see that. But again, that's where you get into those like higher numbers of like
Yeah, dude.
money, especially in the future. Like you're planning for the future when you get married. It's not like now you're planning 10 years from now also. So I don't know. I just always found that like when somebody brings up, yeah, I had her sign a prenup. It's like, okay, why? You work at McDonald's, man. Like, what are you gonna lose that that's 40% discount?
Oh man, that's funny. That would be hilarious. Could you imagine in the like filing, trying to receive a gold McDonald's card and
My
employee
favorite
benefit?
scene, yeah, my favorite scene from a movie is Wedding Crashers with the very beginning. It's got he's a country singer. Do you remember Wedding Crashers? The very
Yeah. Oh
beginning.
yeah.
What country singer is that? It's
Um,
oh crap. My mom thought he was ugly. Like she could not stand to look at him. But I don't hate his music, but I also don't listen to it. But
is it David Allen Coe?
no,
No,
no, it's
not David Allen Coe. Hank What?
it
No,
is.
wasn't Hank
It'll come
Williams.
to me. But I do have a last fair story before we get into our sports topics. One more fair story, since
All
it
right.
is the state fair. I don't know if you remember this story, if I even told it, but like we have Letterman's jackets when you play sports. If you don't know that, then go read a book or go watch a TV show. But we have a Letterman's jacket, right? And it tells whoever's looking at us like what we did or achieved or played and stuff like that. I'm at the fair, and the fair is also, it's not just rides or food. It's also entertainment. So that entertainment includes like concerts, so rock concerts, country concerts, rap concerts, all those, right? So one day, this was the day after, like we left after practice. You know, when the fair would close, and you could get in, or they wouldn't close. They would just be like you didn't have to pay to get in, and then we would have that one area open for the high school. We would go have dances and stuff there. Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay, so this was one of those nights, and I was on the runway, and I don't know who I was with. I might have been with. I know I wasn't with you, and I know I wasn't with Jordan. I think I might have been with Getsy at the time.
Okay.
And I was sitting on a bench, right? And all of a sudden, this guy comes up to me, and he goes, "Hey," he introduces himself, and he. Now I'm gonna get this name wrong. I bet it's he comes up to me and he introduces himself. "Hey, I'm Ronnie Millsap. How are you?" I said, I'm all right. All right. And he sat down next to me and he started asking me about, I see you play football for the Salthawks. I said, yeah, I have a Letterman's jacket on. Yeah, good way to go. Anyway, after that, he said, well, you have a good night. I get up and I notice these papers that are like kind of falling on the ground. And there was one on the ticket booth right outside of the grandstands. And it said live in concert, Ronnie Millsap, right? It didn't ring to me. Like it didn't come to me that like I should know who he was. But when I get home, I tell my dad this story and he's like, you know, he's blind, don't you? And I was like, no, he's blind. And literally like within an hour of me being home telling him the story, CMT is on and it comes on and it says, hi, I'm Ronnie Millsap, and you're watching CMT. And I was like, holy shit, I just met a famous guy, and I didn't even know it. But it turns out, apparently, he was blind. Rest in peace, Ronnie Millsap. Also, rest in peace, I don't want to miss out on this. Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. So,
Absolutely.
Jimmy Buffett sadly passed. But Ronnie Millsap passed away many, many moons ago. But he literally pulls pranks on people, I guess, to see if they know like what he's about, I guess, or he'll have somebody tell him what somebody's wearing or like tell something about you. And somebody told him about me and he sat next to me and held a conversation. And I was like, I don't want to say that I was annoyed with him. I was like, why is this creepy dude talking to me? But he was, I'm Ronnie Millsap. Cool. I'm Bobby. I mean, it was one of those conversations, but then when I told my dad, yeah, and then when I told my dad, he was like, "What?"
Right over your head.
Yeah, and that's the point. I think he does that to kind of see if he can pull one over on people, or could. And I told my dad, and that's when he was like, "Yeah, that he's a famous country singer." And then right when he told me that commercial comes on for CMT, I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
That's funny. Oh man,
so that's my last fair story. Not fun, but it was a story.
Guys, it is coming up very soon. September 23rd, Heartland Championship Wrestling is traveling to the Air Capital of the World, Wichita, Kansas, y'all. It's going to be the Air Capital Brawl at the Osage Rec Center. Doors are going to open at 5 p.m. Bell rings at 6. It is going to be a blast, and I am so pumped because right now we have with us one of the main eventers of that match of that show. It's going to be, this is Aaron Helms, the Prodigy. Last I knew, he was, I mean, Aaron, would you say heel is the best word, or would you just say outright villain?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys bringing me on today. I think it's exciting that we are finally coming to Wichita, and Air Capital Brawl is going to be a hell of a show. So if you haven't got your tickets, you want to make sure that you do that. I don't think I've been a villain ever. Some people may say that I've been a villain or a cheater or been less than a follower of the rules, whatever you want to say. That's fine by your standards, but my standards are I'm a winner. And the only fact is that I've been a former champion. I've been former heavyweight champion in other promotions here in Kansas. I've been former tag team champion in other promotions here in Kansas, and I aim to bring that same energy and commitment to Heartland Championship Wrestling. So, whether that means getting it done 1, 2, 3 by my brute strength or creatively winning whatever it takes to get the job done, that's what the Prodigy and Helms is going to do.
I like that. Creatively winning. That's an interesting way to title it. I will admit I have watched you wrestle many a match, and I've been impressed with what I see. You are definitely high caliber. I do have to question your team of choice there on your shirt, Denver Broncos. That's little hideous thing. Yeah. So Helms, they one of the things that I think is an intriguing storyline with this match is, from what I understand, you and Remington have been friends since you guys were like kids, right?
Yeah. So you talk about the story of a man, right? The story of success. And you look at the Prodigy and Helms and the rise that I've had, and then you look at a guy like Remington Roar. And the fact is that Remington Roar wouldn't be a professional wrestler without the Prodigy and Helms. I pushed him into this business. I made him go after it, seek after it, get trained. And then you know what? Remington took to it, and he is doing things that I could never do. I mean, you look at his matches and the level of violence and brutality and anger and just the overall picture that he paints with blood and guts and violence is something that the Prodigy and Helms could never do. And so I'm proud of him in so many ways. You take a look and you say, look, I've known this guy since I was 4 years old. We grew up literally damn near in diapers together. And all through school, we were best friends. We watched our first WrestleManias together. We hung out and we played the WWE video games growing up, and we dreamed of being professional wrestlers. And the problem is that guys like Remington Roar think that somehow because they've out-traveled me or they've outdone this or they're out doing bigger shows and bleeding and they're getting name recognition all across the United States, that somehow they're better than the Prodigy and Helms. The fact of the matter is that I am the hardest hitting heavyweight in the state of Kansas, and I will prove that time and time and time again. I'm the former heavyweight champion of this entire state for a reason. Former tag team champion.
I won't deny your accolades, Helms. I will admit it. The Prodigy has many, many belts under his name. I do have to acknowledge, though, former was thrown in there quite a bit. I just can't help but wonder if maybe there's a little bit of bitterness there with Remington being kind of the dominant force in HCW, really.
Yeah, but
nobody's really been able to shut him down.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about a lot of things here with that. Dominant in HCW, I wouldn't say that. I would say dominant in Kansas, the Kansas wrestling scene, sure. Yes, Remington Roar has had a historic rise since 2020, I would say, honestly.
Absolutely.
Like, Remington Roar is on top of his game. Remington Roar is a violent, hard-to-beat monster. He's an animal.
I was telling Bobby this earlier. I said, if I had to give him a nickname, I would call him the otherworldly warrior. That man is supernatural in the way he fights. It is wild.
The thing is when you've grown up with somebody like you have with me and Remington, when you have loved somebody in the brotherhood that is friendship like you have with me and Remington, then you know what makes them weak. You know where you can pry into their mind and you can beat them. And while Remington is a hell of a brute, he is not their mentally. He does not
Ooh.
compare to the Prodigy Aaron Holmes. I am disciplined. I am manipulative. I am everything you want in a absolute stone cold killer. And that's why I am going to be champion here in Heartland Championship Wrestling once again. And while Remington Roar and all these other naysayers, guys like Ray Leon, the flavor of the month, or guys like Valencia de Paz, Chancla Violence, guys like Johnny Faith, they all think that they are the next thing. I am the next thing. I am the thing. I'm the standard that Kansas wrestling is set upon. And if you want to look at any heavyweight champion in Kansas wrestling history, there is no one better than the Prodigy Aaron Holmes. And I will prove that September 23rd once again when I defeat Remington Roar in the ring 1, 2, 3, and I put aside our brotherhood and our childhood friendship, and I let him know who the better man is.
Well, guys, there you have it. Oh, man.
I have a question. Will your guys' friendship be what it was as kids after this match? Or do you think it'll be better, or do you think it'll be worse?
It's one of those things, man. You don't mix business and pleasure. I love Remington. I think he's a great person, and he is always going to be a great friend. He was at my wedding. He was at all of my major life events. I mean, everything growing up. My first WrestleManias, my first time getting to experience this business was with Remington. I'll never forget, we watched a show, our first time ever seeing pro wrestling live. Me and him went to a TNA wrestling show at the Cotillion Ballroom, and we got to see guys like Abyss and AJ Styles and Kurt Angle and Christian Cage and so many other main event legends. And as teenagers, we said, we want to be that. We want to be that. The problem is, over the last 2 or 3 years, I've been distracted. I have had so much going on in my own life that I have let wrestling take a back foot, and so many people have thought that is the opportunity to step over me. I am not a stepping stone. I am not a stepping stone. I am not
bold
rung
word,
on the ladder to
you're
your
saying
success.
Roar
I
used you
am
as a
the top
stepping
of the
stone.
mountain. The Prodigy Aaron Holmes, when they put the championship belt around my waist in 2018, we had 100 people in our crowd. When I dropped that championship belt in 2018, we had 595 people in our crowd. The Prodigy Aaron Holmes sells tickets. The Prodigy Aaron Holmes is the main event. He is the marquee. He is the reason that people come to this show. I am the hardest hitting heavyweight in Kansas wrestling history. And come September 23rd, Remington Roar, friend or not, you will know that I am red, white, better than you.
There you have it, folks. Aaron the Prodigy Holmes, not afraid to call out the entire back roster of ACW, saying he is the best. He is the top of the mountain. He plans to take the title from Roar and plans to show that he is the force of nature to be reckoned with by everyone in ACW. Prodigy, man, let's see if you're going back to your former glory, man. We'll see. Golly, man, it's going to be exciting.
I'll be in the crowd that night also, so I will be. I'll be
September 23rd.
Ringside, hopefully.
September 23rd. Make sure you guys catch it. Doors open at 5. Bell rings at 6 o'clock. I know
He'll find himself.
I do. Sorry, I had the rest of the details and I lost them.
That's all right. I believe that after that it was ticket sales.
General admission $12. Premium admission is going to be $15. VIP, that's the early access that gets you front row seat, that gets you access to wrestlers, first in the snack line, all the good stuff. VIP's $35. So make sure you're following them on all their socials, and I'm sure this will get posted somewhere to the socials. So make sure you're following the heat, dude. Obviously, as you heard, there is real drama here. So Prodigy calling out everybody, telling Remington, "Hey, you stepped over me to get this title. I'm taking it." So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, rumor has it
we might
have Remington next week. So there you go. HCW, Heartland Championship Wrestling, Make sure you're there. Make sure you're following them. Tune in. Well, let's talk sports, man. You know what's coming up soon? As in this Thursday?
Well, no, it's going to release this Thursday. So tonight, essentially.
So tonight, as you're listening to this, also what's happening is the Kansas City Chiefs are defending their Super Bowl championship week 1 against the Detroit Lions. It's going to be awesome.
And we are going to bring you our first week's weekly picks without Jordan, without Throck. Unfortunately, I don't know if
everybody we need your pick.
We need your picks, or we just need you on here, man. We need you back. Yep. But this week we're going to bring you week 1 of the 2023 season's NFL picks. And this week I think that it's, like I said before, I think college football does it wrong. They don't have enough banger games to start off. Like this year they had, I was listening to the pregame of Deion Sanders talk about his program and what he's about. It gave me literal goosebumps, man. Like it got me jacked. I was pumped. Like I'm so 100% behind Colorado. Like 100%.
Same.
Not just because of Deion. He plays a big factor, but it's also because I enjoy the fact that they're going back to where they were first at, which is the Big 12. They're coming back to the Big 12 next year. But Deion Sanders is literally I need to quit saying literally. Like, that's showing my lack of education. So he is, without a doubt, the reason of success with everything that he's a part of. So whether it be his professional career, who he coaches, who his kids are, and who he's talking to, he's going to get you ready for the day. He's a lot like The Rock in that way. Like whatever he says, like
he's very inspirational.
Yeah, even The Rock, like right now I'm talking about it. I got goosebumps, right? The Rock never gave me goosebumps like this. Like they were asked, I don't know, did you watch it? Did you watch the pregame, like I guess, interview with him and Aaron Andrews?
No, I've watched some of the highlights and commentary afterwards, but I didn't watch any of the pregame stuff. But man, it's impressive.
With what he did with Jackson State, like he took them from not even being a topic of any sports media outlet whatsoever to I think that his team was one of the most talked about teams in college football only because of what he did and who he was. But that's okay, because if you and I have a chance to bring something to surface, like whether it be church for you or anything that I'm into, like if I can do that, then I'm doing my job. Like that's what my job is as a professional. Like a professional athlete isn't always going to be a professional athlete. If they can do better down the run, and I think that Deion Sanders is the epitome of what I think professional athletes should strive for. Not only did he tell you what he was going to do when he was a professional athlete, he's going to tell you what he's going to do as a coach. And that, for me, like resonates with me because of how we were growing up with sports.
He's a great communicator. Like he lays out his plan. He's very open, very good at communicating what he does and setting the bar and the standard. Very much so professional. But he sets a high bar and he expects people to meet it.
If you don't want to be here, there's the door. That's what he's saying. If you don't want to be here, there's the door. And that's why, like, this was the big controversy year that we had so many transfers in the transfer pool. And I don't have a problem with it as long as it's not for the wrong reasons. But I think the people that are transferring to his program are seeing what I'm seeing. Like he is, like he refers to in his interview, I brought the electricity from Jackson State to where I'm at now. And like, that's what he was referred to as, is the electricity was turned on at Jackson State. He said it was always on. He goes, we just needed to turn on the lights. Like it was always there. But whatever Deion Sanders ends up doing with that program, he made a statement this last week. He just lit the college. I think he's the one that made the college football kickoff what it should be every year. It should be a huge game.
I think he is the bright spot in an otherwise kind of boring start to college football, it felt like so far. UNC USC game was okay.
I didn't see that one. I did see the Michigan
I
game.
heard
That
good
was
things. I saw bits and pieces of it and heard it was okay.
I didn't see the
Michigan was
Michigan
weird without.
Michigan game didn't
Michigan
actually
was weird
air. It
without-
was the highlights I saw.
Yeah. I don't follow it close enough, but what I did see, man, especially with Travis Hunter and
His
what they're
son
doing
is
in
a
Colorado, it's cool.
his son is a baller. Like
Yeah.
he reminds me a lot. He has Patrick Mahomes. Like I guess I think he's trying to imitate a little bit of what Patrick Mahomes is bringing to the NFL. I don't think it's
Mhm.
all just him. I think he's learning from whatever he's seeing, but he's also learning from what like you and I have seen on like quarterback, and every Sunday that he plays, he's bringing that. He's trying to change everything up, so he's going to look like he's going to run the ball, but he's throwing it across the field to a guy that you have no idea that he's over there, and that's really where the NFL is starting to be at. But I think I'm going to say this: if Deion Sanders could open up the college football kickoff every year, I would be 100% okay with that. 100%. Because I'm 100% behind the Colorado team, not because I'm a fan, but because I'm a fan of what Deion Sanders is about. I love that. I
got
love
a
it.
niece there now, so I'm
Yeah,
a
and
fan.
I wrote on her graduation card, okay, and I said, "Get me Coach Prime's autograph." That's all I said. I said, "Give me
Oh, that's
Prime's
cute.
autograph," because, I mean, one, he did play for the Dallas Cowboys, but I don't know him to be a Dallas Cowboy. Never have I. To me, he's always been a dirty bird, okay? He's always been a part of that Atlanta Falcons, 49ers even. He had a great running with the Dallas Cowboys, but when I think of Deion, I think of baseball and the other teams before I even think of Dallas.
Same.
The dude literally came out of retirement from the NFL to play baseball and hit a home run at his first at bat. Like, who does that?
Dude's an animal. He's the only dude to win championships in two different sports. That's incredible.
No, I think there was other ones. There was another one. I think there was two more.
Who else has done it at the national level? Oh man,
Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson.
Hang on, won championships?
Didn't he win before it was the Super Bowl? Didn't he win a championship with the Raiders? Or was that? I thought he won with the Raiders. I believe he won with a World Series, didn't he? I know Deion won a World Series. Well, his team won a World Series. I was thinking Bo Jackson, and then I think it was Otto Graham. I think also won a dual championship. I'm not 100% on that one.
Oh, weird.
What?
Okay. No, yeah,
there's quite a bit of people I think that have won dual championships, but he's the first guy to ever He's the first guy to ever score a touchdown and hit a home run in the same week. That is one stat that he will own.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because he didn't win. Deion didn't win.
He didn't win. He didn't win. Okay.
World Series. He didn't win.
But I do know that he holds one record that I don't think we'll see it, because you don't see baseball or football players becoming baseball players anymore, and that is he hit a home run in the same week of which he scored a touchdown in the NFL. You just don't see that. And Deion Sanders was a natural athlete. Apparently,
there was an athlete who did. Gene Conley won titles
Olympian?
with both the Boston Celtics, the NBA, and the Milwaukee Braves. Baseball.
Oh.
So he won it. He won a national championship in two different sports.
A world championship or national?
Well,
pro, right? But pro.
Yeah, professional championship.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there was, I believe there's
one guy that won the gold medal.
Bullet Bob Hayes, gold medal sprinter, and was cowboy.
Hockey. I thought there was also a hockey one, like a guy won in hockey, and then
I don't know about that, but Dallas Cowboy was also a gold medal Olympic sprinter.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to tell you that he did that, but I wasn't sure about Deion. But anyway, I just wanted to, I guess, pass on that I'm 100% behind Deion. Almost, I would say I'm more behind him than I am Kirk Cousins, even though I enjoy Kirk Cousins. I love that story.
You
But
like that?
Dion, listening live to that pregame interview, just like if you can give me goosebumps, man, like it's like listening to that Vince, or not Vince, that ESPY's award speech that by the basketball coach.
Oh,
Vinny,
yeah.
or Coach
Vinny Testaverde?
Yes. No.
Coach V. Vinny Testaverde. Oh, my God. What?
Vinny,
How did I pull out a Jets quarterback trying to name a classic? What in the world?
I would have loved to have Jordan here for that one.
Oh,
it was almost as good as your Tupac Shaka Khan.
I never said Tupac Shaka Khan.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying the story was funny. The story was funny. I wasn't there, so I can't say if you did or didn't say it. But I will back you 100%. But from what I hear, like it was like I could see it. I mean, it's easy to mess up names. Obviously,
you know that I listen to enough rap to know Tupac Shakur's last name.
Hey, what was this? What was he before he was a rapper? Uh-oh. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Would you like me to tell you?
Yes.
He was a backup dancer for Janet Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Now, I mean, that's just useless knowledge from VH1's pop-up video.
Cornelius Terry, if you're ever listening to this, you listen to me, sir.
Corn dog.
I know Tupac's last name, Corn Dog. Don't you ever forget it.
Oh, and Corn, if you actually hear this, if you see our Facebook post, flip it.
Heck yeah, dude. And we miss you, dude. Get it, holler at us. I'd love to talk to him again. I haven't heard from him in forever.
He posts a lot on Facebook. I think he runs the one of the Boys and Girls Club's programs. Like
Does he really? That's awesome.
Yeah, he's into the basketball thing. So
I'm grateful for that.
Shout out Corn Dog.
For him. Yep.
Cornelius Terry for the ones who know his name.
Yep.
But anyway, let's get into this week's NFL picks. All right. I already know week 1 for you. Okay. Week 1 should be easy. All right.
Easy.
Lions versus Chiefs. Now, I think that I will say this. I think this will be the Chiefs' test to their offense week 1, 100%. And I think it's going to be a closer game than anybody's anticipating.
I don't expect it to be an easy game.
It's either going to be.
We could lose this game.
Yeah, if you guys were going to lose any game, it would be week 1 because of how new things get. And you and I both know.
Chris Jones, if he's not back, it could affect the way we play. I mean,
but you said week 1 he was going to be here.
Variables. There are a lot of variables here. Yeah, well, that was before Chris Jones said he could hold out till week 8.
And I believe he tweeted or X. What do they call that now? Since it's X, is it tweet or is it X?
Tweet. I think there's still tweets.
Then why change the name? Anyway, he posted on X's app and said, more determined than I've ever been. That's all he said. He left it at that. So hopefully that doesn't mean he's coming in week 10 after a.
I think it means that he's going to hit the ground ready to play when he's ready to come in and play.
You don't think he'll hold out, do you? The whole season?
I hope not. No.
I think that's just going to drop his numbers. Everybody's learned. I think too many owners have, or not owners, but GMs, I think they've seen too many of these scenarios play out. And the most recent one would be the running back for the Steelers that came to the Chiefs later on.
Yep.
What was his name?
Talking about the receiver, did you?
No, the running back. The running back that held out the whole season, went to go be a Jet, and then the Chiefs picked him up after the Jets let him go after one season, and he just did not do anything. Shoot, what is his name? You guys have him as a running back.
LaShawn McCoy? No, LaShawn McCoy.
No, not LaShawn McCoy. Not LaShawn McCoy. He was a Giant. Or he's a Bill. He was a Bill, my bad. Here, I'll give you the name. I'm terrible with trying to memorize everything. Steelers running back, Jet. I'll just Google that. Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell. I remember
Le'Veon
now.
Bell. He sat out the entire season. Went to be a Jet. He literally sat out the entire season. Went to be a Jet. Did nothing at the Jets, and then later came to the Kansas City Chiefs, where Andy Reid, I think of all coaches, gives more than enough chances for players to redeem themselves. And he did nothing but shun at Andy Reid. He said, "I'll never play for Andy Reid again." And then later on to say, "I should never have left the Steelers." Well, no, duh, dude. You screwed the pooch, and Andy Reid gave you a chance to redeem yourself, and you screwed that pooch, and that's why you're not playing today. So anyway, I think the Chiefs will pull it out, but I think it'll be close. So I think 3 points is a very safe thing for this defensively, because I think the Giants have them on defense 100%.
I think the Chiefs still win. I think the Chiefs win by 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Yep.
And their win-loss percentages have gone down at home since, I guess, who was that? The quarterback before Mahomes, dude that broke his leg. Alex Smith. Alex Smith was, I think he lost 1 game the entire time he was ever at Arrowhead, didn't he?
Yeah, he was phenomenal at home.
So I think they're at 50-50 now, and they've still won 2 Super Bowls, been to 3. So that's why I say 3, since it's week 1. I think week 1 is either going to be your blowout games or it's going to be your close games. And since I think will be a close game, I'm going to say 3. But I do think the Chiefs will pull it off, just because the Bengals or the Lions are, I mean, they're still fairly young and new, and still Dan Campbell has done a great job over there, I think. So, all right. So Sunday games, every team is playing this week. Bengals versus the Browns. I'm just going to give you mine. That way I don't feel like I'm cheating with you. Okay?
Please.
Bengals, I feel, are going to win this, but I think the only question is going to be the Burrow thing. But I don't think the Browns have enough to redeem themselves defensively or offensively. Yeah, they have a decent quarterback, but I think he's got too much baggage.
Browns have a lot of offensive weapons, and here in preseason, they looked like they were coming together. I just wonder, can the team hold up? And so I think this, because it's a rivalry, I think this is actually going to be a good game too. I think Burrow's going to be a little limited because I don't think he's fully healthy.
I don't think he's playing, is he?
Yeah, I think he'll play. I think he's ready to go for the opener. Yeah. But I don't think he's at 100%, and I don't think he'll be playing his best ball. But I do still think the Bengals will end up winning it.
I think the offensive line is built well enough for one to protect Burrows and also to protect a backup quarterback.
Yeah, I would call it Bengals by 4 or 5.
Yeah, I didn't put a point down for this. I said Bengals are going to win. I have no faith in the Browns. They're the Browns. I mean, the Browns.
The Browns, but they are talented. So
they are talented. Wide receivers, they've got great wide receivers.
Chemistry.
Their quarterback is arguably a top 3 quarterback in NFL. Will be a top 3 quarterback, I think. He has proven himself. I'm saying this because I said he was going to be a bust. So I will say he's proven himself. I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be at a Super Bowl before him, and I was proven wrong. But I mean, whether or not he is I don't like him, but I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, and he is a great leader. I think he keeps his cool, and that's why his nickname's Cool Fucking Joe. I mean, there's reasons for everything. So, but anyway,
he is ice cold. That's all there is to it. He's clutch.
If he could get rid of that smug look off his face, I hope for defenses to just ruin his day, like just hit him once and just ruin his day to where he's like, man, I felt that. Like Ray Lewis would ruin his day.
That's what we need, man. We need a powerhouse linebacker to go do some attitude adjustments.
Yeah, that's all he needs, I think. And he would get rid of that. But he's also rubbed off on his wide receivers. Like earlier in the off season, they said Patrick who, Come on,
Yeah.
dude. If you can't give credit where credit is due, then just shut your mouth. You lost in the Super Bowl, dude, so you should know exactly who he is because he's won 2. Texans, Ravens. I say Ravens, and it's not even close. And it's not just because the Texans have a rookie quarterback, but it's also because the Texans are the Texans. And they've literally, and I'm saying literally again because I don't think that this team is owed any more of a vocabulary than that. The Texans are the AFC Cardinals. That's the Texans.
Ooh. Oof. You know, I'm with you. It's Ravens, easy for me. I'm not as convinced that of all the rookie quarterbacks, Stroud to me
Watch yourself.
is.
Watch yourself.
I know. Okay, I'll say this. Of all the rookie quarterbacks, Richardson is the one that I'm most excited to watch. But I genuinely believe this. Stroud, to me, has the most sleeper value.
And no offensive line.
There's something there in Stroud that I'm hopeful for. And it may be nothing. But I don't know. There's something about him as a player that I like. I don't know if it's his delivery. I'm not sure if it's his timing. I can't pinpoint it just yet. But there is something about Stroud that I like, and I think he has the greatest upside potential of rookie quarterbacks. Now, flip that on its head. Richardson is the most NFL ready right now, and Richardson, I think, Richardson and the Colts are going to be the biggest threat when it comes to rookie quarterbacks. So, but for me, it's Ravens. I agree. The Ravens take that one.
Bucks, Vikings. This division is so this division for the NFC is the Bucks division in particular is very, very weird because one, they have so many rookies as quarterbacks, and then the Bucks they got rid of Tom Brady, so you can't count them in anything. And that division was so close last year. What
do you mean, man? They got Baker Mayfield.
All right. Anyway, Bucks versus Vikings. That, like I said, that division was so weird last year. The Falcons almost made the playoffs with a losing record. Okay. The Bucks, I believe they had I think it was 10-6 or was it? I think they did have a losing record because they were the wild card game against Dallas. I think they were 7-9. Is that right? 7-9.
Sounds right. Maybe that. Yeah.
There's not this. I will say this: the Saints have, I think, the better quarterback option because he's not a rookie. He knows what to expect. The only thing he didn't have, I think, is maybe the coach. If he had Sean Payton, I would say Saints are going to win that division every year if they keep it the way it is. But since he doesn't have Sean Payton, who does he? I don't even know who the head coach is. Who is the head coach?
I don't know.
I'm not 100% on that. But I'm just going to throw this out there, okay? It's a weird division. The Vikings, I'm a Kirk Cousins guy, okay? I'm a Kirk Cousins guy.
Big Kirk
and the Vikings won their division, and the only thing that changed, they got rid of Adam Thielen, and that's the only thing that I could say would take away from I guess as a decoy. They had Adam Thielen and he played their number 2 What's up?
Oh, I was just saying, truthfully, Adam, though, what they lose in Adam, they can reproduce with another player.
Yeah, and he was very versatile when he was early in his career, but I think he's still think he's still going to be good, but I don't think he's as good as he was. He's very, very much like Jordy Nelson. That's what I get out of him.
Draw the attention that he used to, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah. He still has that Jordy Nelson vibe to him. I think he's still wherever. I think he's at the Jaguars now or Panthers. I don't remember. He's at one of those other NFC. I think he's at the Panthers. Either way, but anyway. What's up?
I was gonna say. So who's your pick?
I'm gonna say the Vikings because I'm a Kirk Cousins guy.
I'm also Vikings.
Damn, are we going to have a game this week that we're not going to lose?
Yeah.
Maybe this one. Panthers Falcons. This is that division game. Both of them. Well, one's a rookie quarterback. The other one's, I think, second season. I forgot his last name, but it's his second season. He's the one that filled in for Marcus Mariota when he quit. Or whatever happened.
Right. Oh gosh.
I don't follow the Falcons. Sorry, Walter.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's name, but yeah.
The only thing this has to be a close game would be the fact that it's a division game, I think. The Panthers quarterback is a rookie. I think he's starting.
Who is it?
It's the third quarterback that got drafted. If it's not him, then it was what's his face was there, the one that's at the Bucks now.
Yeah, Baker was there for a hot minute.
Baker was there. Players, here we go. They're starting QB, Bryce Young.
Oh, Bryce Young.
Adam Thielen is a Panther. So, I mean, they have that going. Andy Dalton is their backup quarterback. What's up?
Carolina chose first?
Yeah, they drafted up. They traded to the Bears, remember?
That's right. That's how it all went down. Yeah, that's why Carolina got Bryce Young. Yeah.
Yep.
No, give me Carolina.
I'm still going to take the Falcons only because their defense. I think their defense is better than Carolina's defense.
No, give me Carolina, dude.
So I guess we do have one. So
Yep,
Josh is taking Carolina, and it's at the Falcons. So Cards at Commander. Oh, all right, here we go. Dumpster Fire versus the Thin Skins. How's that? NFC Dumpster Fire versus the Thin Skins. I am 100% going to take the Thin Skins because they're not a dumpster fire. It's that simple.
Yeah, Washington for sure. Although I don't expect that to be a game that anybody really wants to watch.
It's either going to be a very high-scoring game because the defense don't show up, or it's going to be a very low-scoring game because the offenses don't show up. And that's. But I do have faith in the offensive coordinator with Washington. So, I mean, like we said, they're thin skins, but I do have faith in the offensive coordinator. So, Jags versus the Colts. It's more like Trevor Lawrence versus the Rookie of the Year. Okay, and I called it literally after the draft. He was going to be Rookie of the Year.
I will admit, when you look at preseason, when you look at training camp, Richardson looks the most primed and ready to go. But
I'm going to throw you for a loop here. I'm throwing you for a loop here. Throwing you for a loop here. I did call the Colts, or I did call the Colts quarterback to be the Rookie of the Year. But week one, the Jaguars have more of the seniority, and I think they have more leadership on the team. I'm taking Jags week one.
Whoa.
It's his first game as a Colt, man. I'm not going to give him all the credit. He is going to be Rookie of the Year, but I don't think he wins week one. I do think he could win that division, especially if, those are going to be the top two teams in that division. 100%.
I'm actually in agreement with you because I think Jacksonville takes the first one, and I think he gets his revenge coming back in the next game. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd say Jacksonville week one.
Turn your computer just a little bit towards the other way, just so I can see your whole face when you're talking. You're good.
They're good?
All right, moving on to the next game. So you agreed with me, Jags over Colts.
Yeah.
49ers versus the Steelers. So Mr. Irrelevant versus the Steelers.
Pickens and Pickett.
I'm going Pickett also, but I still have faith in the Steelers. They're rebuilding though. That's the only downfall.
Here's my question. Is Purdy ready to go?
Yeah, he's ready to go.
He's
got too many supporters not to.
Is he healthy and ready to play? Like, is he in form? If he is, 49ers all the way.
What they said
I said last year, I am on that Brock Purdy train. He is special.
And our +1 said that he will not start. And who was wrong? +1.
He was wrong. Faux show.
He was wrong. 49ers, what they said is that they, I think it was before preseason even started, he said, he's our guy. If they traded their backup quarterback, But I mean, granted, the Cowboys did not lose in that trade, but the 49ers
No, you
had
guys got a
100%.
great deal
Yeah.
out of that.
If anything, we have I would say one of the top 5 backup quarterbacks just because of what he has been able to do. He hasn't played very much, but I do think that he is athletic and smart enough to achieve a backup role for sure.
Yep.
But 49ers over the Steelers. Titans over the Saints. I think this is one of the harder games to choose just because you have that senior, I guess, senior-oriented quarterback versus another senior-oriented quarterback. Great running game on the Titans. Great passing game possibly with the Saints. So I think we could see a very high-scoring game here like we usually do in the very, I guess, beginning with this. Like Saints versus Buccaneers, like I think they broke the record for most passing yards in a game for like weekend openers. So if the defenses show up, it could be a toss-up. But I'm going to go the Titans, unfortunately, just because I think that their running game, if you don't have a running game, you don't have a passing game. That's all there is to it in the NFL.
See, and I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I want to go with the Saints, but because Alvin Kamara's out, and because I think just the Titans are geared for it, I think
what's
Titans
going on
win
with Michael Thomas? I haven't heard any talk. Like
He's
I
back.
also don't
He's
click on
back. He'll
clickbait.
play.
But the downfall is that he's been out now 2 seasons over an injury. He had a great first 2 years.
Mhm.
Like
He just needs
phenomenal.
to recover. He needs to come back and be able to showcase himself. If Derek Carr can come in and be Derek Carr, Michael Thomas will come back to his old form. And the Saints will have Drew Brees 2.0 in Derek Carr.
I think it'll be fun to watch. But I think this will be one of the closer games of the
– But yeah,
it was probably the harder one.
Take this, unfortunately.
Well, here we go. Here is your division's dumpster fire, I guess. Raiders versus the Broncos. I unfortunately don't really care who wins this game. I mean, I have an idea of who will win, and that's because Sean Payton, I think, is a baller, and he's going to come out guns blazing. He's the type of guy who's going to kick an onside kick at the opening kickoff if he gets the ball, or if he has to kick off first. He's the type of guy who's going to onside kick the ball just to prove a point. Like, hey, we're here to show up and play. We're going to throw some shit at you that you haven't seen. Like, who has there ever been a game where they've onside kicked on the opening kickoff? He did it on.
He does it.
He did it in the Super Bowl after halftime. So I'm going to go Broncos over the Raiders by at least 7.
I'm also Broncos over Raiders on this one. I think Raiders lost. Not that I had any respect for them, but they lost anything I had for them when they ditched Derek Carr.
That was a dumb move.
He wasn't the issue.
But they also, I think they had also salary issues, but it is what it is.
So, no, I call the Broncos over them for sure.
Eagles at Patriots. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do believe it's at Patriots. I said the Eagles were going to kind of flop this year. I did. I put them at number 3 in our division, but I do believe that they're going to win this game just because it's close enough for them to consider this a home game for them. And I think when Eagles fans show up, they show up. They're everywhere. They're like cockroaches. So Eagles over Patriots for me.
I don't remember where I placed the Eagles in y'all's division.
First.
I was going to say, I thought I had them pretty high.
Eagles, Dallas, Giants, and I said Dallas, Giants, Eagles. I definitely think
they're winning this game. I think they're going to beat the Patriots.
If the Patriots win this game, it'll be. I think this will be a Colorado versus TCU type game right here. Like, I think it'll be fun to watch. I think it could be good. I mean, just because Belichick is a good coach and they have Ezekiel Elliott in their running game, and you never know what Belichick's coaching, so I think it could be a teaser. Rams at Seahawks division game. I put Rams first in this division, but I think Seahawks take game 1.
I think I'm gonna split with you on this one and say Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah. Not that I don't think the Seahawks can do it, but I think the Rams. I don't know. I'd like to see if Cooper Kupp's healthy. That's going to be a factor.
It will be a factor for sure.
But yeah, I'm calling the Rams.
I'm calling Seahawks just because I have faith in that quarterback. He had a show-out year last
Gino
year.
has found himself a spot there with Carroll.
Dolphins at Chargers. I hate this choice because the Dolphins have done so well in the offseason, but the Chargers, I dig the philosophy of football. Like
this is a close fight.
I never count the Chargers out of a game, like at all. But I'm gonna go with Air Bear. I mean, he's my guy. He's my other guy. I'm going Chargers over Dolphins.
Yeah.
Week 1.
I got Dolphins by 3.
Ooh, Dolphins by 3, Jay.
Yep.
All right. Old rivalry here now that Aaron Rodgers is gone, and I still don't believe the Packers have found their franchise quarterback. Packers at Bears. Oh my, I think the Bears take this by a long shot. I think this is actually going to be the Bears' year that they're going to win that division, if not with the Vikings.
I do not disagree in that this is the Bears' year. I think the Vikings will edge them out, unfortunately. Yeah. But I do think it is Vikings and Bears neck and neck all the way through this year.
I've got no faith in Jordan Love. I'll just say that. How's that?
I'm with you. I watched him play. It wasn't exciting.
I think the Cowboys are a Sunday night football game every year for the past 4 seasons, okay? And I hate it only because this year we have a division game, okay? And the year that we played Tampa Bay the past 2 seasons, I think, they were great games, great passing games. Both Dak and Brady brought the heat. They threw for 400 plus yards on each side. And I hated that we lost both of those games, but it is what it is. But Dallas at the Giants. I can't bet against. I mean, you already know my answer. I mean, I got rules.
I do know your answer. It's Dallas all the way. I'm actually with you on this one. I think Dallas wins this one.
Uh-oh. It's at New York. That's another downfall. But I still think that I think it'll be a good game. This is going to be a great.
Unless Saquon has a day. If Saquon has a day.
But even then, Dallas's defense is not it's a beast to not be reckoned with. Like Dallas's defense is, I mean, granted, our secondary is where we slack a lot, but our run game, I think we're pretty good. I mean, we call us the Steel Cowboys now. I mean, come on. This next one I hate too. Monday Night Football. Bills at the Jets. It is literally the Division 1 and 2, I think. This is going to
be fun.
They picked the great games. They picked the great primetime games. Thursday night, Lions versus Chiefs. Sunday Night Football, Cowboys at Giants. I don't know what the 3 o'clock game is, so I couldn't tell you. If it's the Raiders-Broncos, then I have very little faith in the NFL now. But anyway, Monday Night Football, Bills at Jets. I think this could potentially, if the Chiefs are out of it, this could be an AFC championship matchup right here. If both the teams are head to head at the very end of the season, and that's what's scary about that division.
Boy, did you really just say if the Chiefs are out of it?
I mean, there's any given Sunday, bro. If you can't,
I know,
if I can say that it's never going to be our year, you can at least say one time that like there's always going to be a chance that the Chiefs are out of it. Not out of the game, but out of the playoffs. But the Bills at Jets, I hate this matchup, but I think it's going to be fun. I think the Jets take game 1.
Ooh, interesting. I definitely do not agree. It's Bills. It's Bills in my head. For all of the talk, I think the Bills come out with something to prove that they are a unified team. So I
think the other side. I think the Jets have something more to prove, and they're going to come out slinging dingers out there in that outfield. Granted, it's not football, but they're going to be hitting. They're going to be hitting dingers as if baseball was a part. It's going to be basketball. That's what it's going to be. It's football with baseball.
The Jets are basically the bad news Bears. So
the Jets right now with their offensive, with their quarterback and their wide receivers and their running back. The Jets are literally the Yankees. They're the New York Yankees of the NFL right now. And you can't deny that. They have made so much salary cap space.
That in a heartbeat.
And this is how much I'm going to tell you. This is how well I'm going to be behind the Jets with this game. The total score of this game is going to be 57.
57, huh? So lots of scoring.
Aaron Rodgers is a slinger, man. I don't care what anybody says. Aaron Rodgers is still alive. He's still breathing. No, he's not Tom Brady, but what has he done? He's been hit MVP of the year 2 years in a row. For what? Throwing footballs.
Throwing footballs.
What's your total score, Joshua, for a tie?
Total score, we're going to say 52.
52. Surprised you didn't go 56. This is going to be fun. I like it.
It's going to be good.
Gonna be
Man, I'm excited.
Week
one is in the books. Let's go.
Any other sports you want to talk about? I mean, this is really the only thing I'm looking forward to. Like the Cubs are still in the hunt for the first wild card spot. That's about it for baseball. Blah 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 blah. The Cardinals are out. We can just pass on to that. Did they lose their manager? Do you know? Or are they going to cut their manager?
No, they haven't said anything about what they're going to do with Ollie yet. I am intrigued or interested. I thought this was a really cool fact that I found out today. I didn't realize that John Jones was related to Arizona defensive end Chandler Jones. That's his brother.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He's got two brothers that have played. He's got two brothers that have played in the NFL. All three of the brothers have been professional athletes.
That's crazy.
John Jones is going to take them all. I don't care.
John
I bet
Jones
you could pull John Jones into the NFL, and you could find a spot for him, and he will achieve some things. Okay.
Yeah. He
is literally the greatest pound for pound fighter we've ever seen in our life, and probably for the next years to come. He's better than GSP ever was, and he's coming back. John Jones he's a freak. I think the Jones family
he's
is freaks.
Champion right now, right?
Yes, he just took that, and that was one of the shortest heavyweight matches I've ever seen in my life.
1 minute submission.
It was a little bit longer than that. They had to stop for a nut shot, or kind of like how Jordan hit you in the nuts.
We had to stop for that shot too. Trust me.
Yeah, it took us 20 minutes to get out of the mall.
It did.
But no other sports that I'm excited about other than the NFL week.
Football's back, baby. That's what we're about. Football's back. Let's go.
We are back.
Oh,
well, not we.
Dude, I do have to give you a heads up. Very soon in the near future, I think I'm going to get a new hobby or a new sport to watch.
A new sport to watch.
Yeah, buddy of mine.
Something that I would have ever guessed?
I doubt it.
Is it played in your house? We're going to play a little guessing game. How's that? Is it played in your house?
Not played in your house. No.
So you have to drive somewhere to play it.
Yes.
Is it a team sport?
Yes.
More than two people? More than two people?
For the whole thing, yes.
For the whole thing. Oh, for the whole thing. So it's like track. Oh, man. So for the whole thing, it is. What kind of a limp? Does it have to do with the video games?
There are video games about this sport.
So you're getting into esports?
No.
What?
There are video games about this sport.
Okay. There are video games made about this sport. Okay. But it's not esports that you're going to be pertaining in. But is it? How physical is it? So like on a scale of football to cornhole.
I'm not playing in the sport. I'm saying I'm going to be watching.
Okay, I thought you meant you were going to partake in it. Okay.
No. Watching a new sport.
So is there a professional team in your area?
No.
Ooh, that's weird. Okay, I'm going to go with Special Olympics.
It is not Special Olympics.
Dang it. Okay.
Formula One racing.
Okay. I mean,
it
doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
It's cool, man.
it just doesn't surprise me because of the family you're in. They're big NASCAR
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like
say racing.
Formula One, like I would get into it if it wasn't so long. Like it's longer than golf, man. Like I could watch
Yeah,
golf.
but
Okay, I could watch Tiger Woods. Okay, let's just say that.
I could watch Tiger too, though. Tiger's
But
awesome.
Formula One, I got into not Formula One. What was the Ford versus Ferrari? What was that? What I
That's
guess
the Le
organization?
Mans. That's the Le Mans.
I loved
Yeah,
that. That
love
was
this
cool. That was a
movie.
great movie. And they have a new movie coming out called Ferrari.
So that team racing style, that's there's 2 drivers in Formula One, and from what I understand, there's 10 teams, so there's only 20 drivers, and that's it. It's the highest level of racing, and the science, like the just precision that happens at that level is insane.
So, what got you intrigued? Was it like, because if you think about it, NASCAR for me, like I couldn't watch it. Like I know you got excited with your dad. That was something you guys shared.
Sure.
That was literally, I think, the only sport that me and Jordan just wasn't ever gonna like watch.
Yeah, you guys never got into racing like I did, man.
But what is it about Formula One that's different from the Le Mans? Because the Le Mans, is it the car? Is that the biggest difference? Because Le Mans
for
is
sure the car. Everything's done like so. When you think of Le Mans is very much so sports cars trying to like set records on these specific tracks. Formula One is much more like it's still that racing, but
it's very
the
timed.
style in
It's
which
very timed.
delivered. Yes, it's very timed, and the style in which it's delivered is insane. But like we're talking 200 miles an hour. We're talking 4 or 5 G's at every turn. We're talking differences of like 4 thousandths of a second between racers. And now all of a sudden there's this Max Verstappen kid who's apparently like beating people by a minute in these it's insane. Like so I don't know, just the style of racing that it is, the way that it's done, I'm getting intrigued by it. So I think I'm going to be
racing. What racing did NASCAR just get into where they closed down the city of Chicago? Or was it Chicago?
So that's more so circuit racing, which is what Formula One is. So stock cars always been that circular track model of a very simple design with stock cars. Now they're getting into more circuit racing, which circuit racing has always been more so, hey, how much can you push everything? Stock always had limitations to it because that's the idea. It's how well can you race with a generic everyday vehicle. Formula
Did you ever
One,
watch the doc?
none of those are generic everyday vehicles.
Did you ever watch the documentary on Netflix I think it was called F1? It was either F1 or Formula
Racing to Survive or whatever.
Yeah.
Drive to Survive?
Yeah.
No, that's the thing that like my buddy showed to me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I saw
I'm
the
starting
first
to get intrigued.
episode. I just, like I said, racing's never interested me. It's cool. Like,
Yeah.
Racing's just never been my thing. But I mean,
True.
it doesn't surprise me that you would be. I guess I'm surprised. I'm actually more surprised that you've not ever really been a fan of it. Like,
Yeah, that I've never really pursued it before. Yeah.
yeah. So
Sure.
well, I wish you the best.
Thanks, man.
It is an expensive. I mean, they only have one race in America in Austin, I do believe.
5. They got 5 now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Or no, 3 in America, 5 in North America. 1 in Canada, 1 in Mexico. They have Austin. They just added Miami, and they're just now adding Vegas.
Okay. So when I last knew about it, they only had the one in Austin, and that's the only one I knew about. So I know a couple guys that are into it. So
it's growing. So
it's kind of like soccer for car guys.